Alright everybody, this is Steve Primebot. This is my painting tutorial on my Macabre brood. The first things I start with is the lighter colors. I outline everything with white, well not everything, but all the legs, all the openings in the legs here, all this is all outlined in white. The top carapace is actually two different colors mixed together. It's white, which is going to be this stuff right here. It's a soft white, it's matte, it's a fabric paint. The reason why I choose fabric paint is because it has a little bit of a like a kind of a metallic in it. So anyway, I get a big old vial of that stuff. I mix it 50-50 with this. This is neon purple. It's apple barrel. The code number is 20493. It's an apple barrel neon purple. I mix those two together, and that gives me that nice bright pink on the top there. That's what I paint the upper carapace, all this part up in here, everything, all this down here on the top of the legs, the head, the top of the gun. The barrel of the gun is actually the same. If you look at this, it's all this part right here is all that same color. The inner skin and the tail. The skin here, the tail here, the gun here, and here, and here, and here, and then in between the arms and legs, all these inner ribbings here are all this light purple. The purple is this color. Delta Ceramcoat. It's the acrylic paint, it's just a light purple. That's what it is. It doesn't really specifically have a name. Actually, I think it did have a name. It was down here, but it brushed off over time. It's just a light purple, though. So this is the color. This is the actual color of the paint right here. That is the second base that I use. The other is just white, and that is the first step of my painting process for one of these guys. The next part is the finished product. There's really only two steps. And it goes into this. Now, from there, I simply, because this paint, this neon purple is really thin, it's a very thin paint, and so when you apply that lighter color over the carapace, like we had before, which is, you know, we have this lighter color here, we coat this on in layers, and by layering it, you get that nice shaded look to it. It gives it that cool highlighted look, which is, you know, really desirable and really cool. And then you take that lighter purple that I was showing you again on the faces and stuff. See how I got all those creases in there? The only way that you can do that, well, it's not the only way, but it's the best way, is you get another Delta Ceramcoat acrylic paint. It's a purple. This is a dark purple. Water it down all the heck. I'm talking like, you know, a couple pretty good drips of water and a little tiny splotch of paint, so it's super watered down, and then it'll act just like an ink, and it'll go into all those little cracks and crevices in between all the gun pieces and in between all those little spots and everything. So anyway, and then this part in the back, this is a little bit more complicated, the tail. You take that dark purple that I showed you just a few seconds ago, and you take the light purple that I showed you that I did the original part on, this light purple color, and you blend the two together in stages, and you wrap around the tail until it brightens up. It's just kind of like it's a wet blend. It's kind of hard, but that's the way that I do that. The other part is the red parts that are all that white that I had before on the other model. All this white area is all covered up by a dark reddish burgundy color. It's actually, the name of the paint is Americana acrylic paint. This is red violet paint, so it gives it a really, like, you know, dark skin tone red, like beet red is really cool. And then if you want to, you can add highlights to the skin tones. I usually do just a little bit on the face. I'll mix a little of that white that I showed you before with that light purple and go in there. But other than that, that's just about it. The eyes and the eye of the gun there, the eye of the gun being right there. Just make sure that if you want to detail those, you can detail those. I'm going to paint this green, but I haven't done it yet. The base is fairly simple also. It's a very simple tan color. I just use a tan. It's again Delta Ceramcoat. It's just a simple tan, light tan is what it was originally called, but it's faded off also. I've used it so often. And I go around the edge of the base first, all around the edge. Let that dry, give it another coat so it's a nice solid color. Then I come back and I just get some basic rock flock that you can get from any Train hobby shop or anything like that. They have different sizes, different scales, so you have these big rocks here and the little tiny grains, and I just mix them together in a big bowl, just like this. I have them mixed in there like this, and kind of resembles kitty litter, but it's not. And then what I do, I paint this with a heavy paint, with that same tan color, so that it's a really dark, really wet still, and then I put the grain on there, mix it in, and the paint makes it stick to the base. Then after that, I go along the whole edge of the base, because I don't like it to fall off. I hate it when my flock falls off. And I put just dabs of glue on there. I always use Zap-A-Gap. It's cheap, it works extremely well, it dries extremely fast, and it bonds to anything very well. And that's what I use to drip on there. Then I clear coat the whole thing with just any shiny clear coat, something that has a nice gloss to it, because I kind of wanted mine to look a little bit wet. See how it kind of glimmers a little bit? Well, that's because I wanted it to look like they're kind of wet, sweaty, more reptilian. Anyway, that is my painting tutorial on my Tyranids. So I hope you guys enjoyed it, and if there are any questions, please post them in the comments, and thank you very much for watching. I hope I get to see a lot more Macabre brood out there. It's pretty cool to spread the gene seed. Alright, thanks a lot, guys. Bye.